Oh, it's me again. Actually, I'm about a block away from what they call the Black Lives Matter park. There's a section a couple blocks right in front of the White House that the mayor designated as an official plaza. And there's a big sign on the street. I showed you yesterday on that. There's still a lot of people over there. And so actually with the COVID stuff going on, it's not too good to be in crowds, I don't think. But one thing I want to make sure you know about is there's two big Corona programs that started about a month or so ago. One is for personal and one is for business. That there's still a lot of money and a lot of people just don't understand them. So now it's getting easier to apply and finally, and it still takes time and effort. Don't expect you're just going to fill out 2 pages and get $14,000 in the mail. But actually there is a Let's Go Help member, just put a message on our group yesterday. He got $14,000, and this was for business. And this is the PPP program that everybody was bad mouthing and all the fat cats took advantage of. Well, there still seems to be like $100 billion. Now, that's a lot of money that they have on that. So it's worth applying. If you're a business, you have to be in business or been in business. So it's not really to start a business. There are other programs for that. But if you have an existing business, or even as an entrepreneur, freelancer, things like that, you should be applying for that. And see, again, don't forget, when you apply, the worst thing that happens, they say no. The best thing that happens, you may get $50,000. Now, that's not a bad gamble. People go to Vegas or play the lottery for a lot worse odds, a hell of a lot worse odds. So go to sba.gov, and what you're looking for is the PPP. They'll know that if you put in the search there, and you'll see the form to fill out. Now, the other thing, if you're a member and you see this, I'll have a link to a report that tells you, gives you help, who to get help with, because there is free help for these things if you're still unsure. Number one, you have to go through a bank or a financial person, so people like PayPal are even helping people do it. But I think what's really good is the community service banks, so the community banks. And there's a trade association of community banks. So if you put in Google, find community bank, you'll find their website. You put in your zip code, you'll find all the community banks there. And they almost all, they're eligible, they're able to apply for you too. And that's where you have to go through. So either through them or someone like PayPal, an intermediary, and they help you step by step because they make money out of filling out the application. So they have a motive to do that. So you have the PPP, Paycheck Protection Program, and actually, see, they're only charging like 1% interest too if you don't get it forgiven, and they're making it easier to get it forgiven. And not only can you use it for payroll, it used to be only 2 months you had to pay it on payroll. Now you have like 6-8 more months to be able to use that money, so you don't have to pay it back. So it's really, a hell of a deal. You're not going to find like that. And worst case is you pay 1%. Just if you need money for your business, you're never going to get 1% from those sharks on Wall Street, are you? So that's what to do. Now, the other thing is the Pandemic Employment Fund. Now, it sounds like unemployment, and I think that's what's is stopping people from applying. They say, "Oh, I don't get unemployment. I haven't worked in a year or something." Well, all these rules have changed for this new one. So every state now, it varies by state, but there's 2 different programs. One for traditional unemployment, and the other one for the pandemic unemployment. That's the one you want. Or if you get traditional, but now, because that's even for like freelancers, gig economy workers, caretakers. If you got to take care of your kids at home, they're paying you to do that, or even taking care of grandma. And that money on that pandemic program, the pandemic unemployment program, you can make $4,000 a month or more. It's incredible money. And that's why you have to More people have to realize. Again, it's a pain in the butt. You got to go through the government stuff. Keep calling them and emailing if you're not getting a good answer. And then also I'll show you, if you're a member, I'll show you how to get a hold of your congressman. Because that's who your elected official can help you with those things too. It's hard to get through the bureaucracies because they're overwhelmed. They're used to handling 1,000 people. Now they got 1 million people. So, and they haven't hired anybody else to help. So it's overwhelming. But you get in the system. And once you get in, it's like anything with the government. You got to figure out how to get in. And like getting a government contract. It may take you 6 months to figure that out. But once you do, man, it's like going elephant hunting. You get meat for the rest of your life. And that's what it all is. So it's being patient and have some stamina. Don't expect it's going to be happen next Tuesday. And that's what happens, is that we have these expectations. We want it to happen now. And that's why on the private side, people who charge you money, tell you, oh, we'll make it happen now. And you're going to pay a lot for that. And there's nothing as big as people giving you free money. Particularly if it's like $50,000. Who cares if you have to wait a week, a month, 2 months? And that's what some of the people have to be waiting on now, particularly at the pandemic employment money. It may take 2 months for the bureaucracy to catch up with you. But why not? Aren't you going to live 2 months, man? I figure I got maybe 15, 20 years. So I can't remember what I did the last 2 months. I was having fun, I know. But that's we live in a culture, it seems, that we all want to immediately, and the good stuff takes time and it takes effort. And if you have an easier way to get this money, go do it. If you know somebody else is going to give you $50,000, you don't have to pay back. They don't care how you use it most of the time. Go to it, man. You're a better person than I am. But the most important thing, I think, that is you're finding resources that could help you with your life. You're finding resources to help you do things in life that you didn't think you'd be able to do. And that takes work and that takes effort. But man, with only one life that we all have, supposedly, I know there's arguments against that philosophy, but until we know for sure, we might as well play that game and use everything that is a potential. I mean, nothing is guaranteed that you're going to apply for this and get money for sure. There's no guarantees in life. But I know the guarantee is that you'll never get it if you don't apply. That's the only thing that's really guaranteed. Because that good fairy that we see in the movie that comes in, knocks on your door, and gives you $1 million. So I wouldn't be counting on that stuff. Right? And there is help. It takes effort. And actually, if you're doing something, working towards something, that eases the pain a little bit, I think, in our lives. Because if we're sitting around, feel helpless, and have no idea where to do, or what to try, or whatever, then it just builds up and it eats away on our insides. And I think that's what causes diseases and stuff like that. It's the turmoil we carry around with us inside. And a way to, mitigate some of that is just like doing something constructive that may get you out of that. Okay? And that not only eases the pain, I think improves your overall well-being, because you got a little bit of hope now that something may happen differently and change what's going on in your life. And that's the fun part. Oh my goodness. Good.
Well, you're recording.
Yes, hello. Okay. Take care. Some friends all think I'm nuts, but I mean, that's fine. We're all nuts, and I think what's nuts about us is our best part, because then we have something unique to share in society. If everybody tries to be like everybody else, who needs another blue sweater? And there's so many ways and so many things to do in life to make life more exciting and interesting. Well, you don't want to hear that bullshit. So I am getting close to home. I'm about 9/10 of a mile left, so I'm gonna go walk fast.